Royalty.
Almost royalty, yeah. It was
Yeah.
1195. I mean, that was a long time ago. Well,
That was about 2 hours ago.
since then, I decided to spend the day seeing if I could even go back further with the Baldwin line. And I tried Googling a few things and they didn't work. But the second thing I tried was I bought a book titled The Contribution of Flanders to the Conquest of England. Now the Baldwins originated in Belgium, in Flanders. And I thought, well, maybe there's a clue in there as to the Baldwin family. And this book told me two things. It told me, number one, the Baldwins did go to England following the conquest of England by Louis the Conqueror. And the Baldwin family did originate in Belgium. There were a lot of them there. But it didn't align me with my family, my ancestors, the ones from 1195. So the third attempt I made was just by Googling his name, John Baldwin. He was born in Cheshire, England, and I told you about him last year. Well, I got a hit. I couldn't believe it. But up comes this family tree that had all the Baldwins in it that we know about. I knew that was all accurate, but it went beyond that. It went way back beyond that. And I thought, I have struck gold. And I'm reading these things, and this particular tree had over 95,000 names in it.
Oh my.
It was extremely well done, beautifully done, and in every detail it was correct. It matched everything I had. I could not believe my good fortune. I said to myself, I can't wait for this reunion this year. Just blow your mind. Because what I found in this site was absolutely astonishing. John's father was Baldwin VI, the Count of Handouts, which was in Flanders. His father and grandfather, his ancestors, were Alfred the Great, King of England.
Oh.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh, we are royalty.
And it gets better. Charles II, King of West France, and also the King of Italy, and he was also Holy Roman Emperor. Another grandfather was Louis I, King of France, and it goes all the way back, will you believe it, we are descendants from Charlemagne.
Oh my.
I said, this is going to just blow everybody's mind when we hear this.
I always knew I was a princess, Mom.
There
out
were
your way.
also a number of other lesser-known notables. The Count of Flanders, the first Baldwin I, who was known as the Iron Arm, who founded Bruges. And by the way, Dorothy and I were in Bruges last year, where our ancestors originated. I couldn't believe it. And we also noticed the Baldwin name is still very prominent in that city. It's not spelled like the way we spell it, but it's there. Another instance was Baldwin II. He was called Baldwin the Bald. See, they didn't have last names. He expanded the size of the realm. His son Arnold the Great introduced Flanders to learning, art, and medicine. His son Baldwin III and Baldwin II didn't contribute anything. They were losers. But
Oh, like the rest of us.
yeah. But then along comes the Longbeard, Baldwin IV, who restored prosperity to Bruce. Then Baldwin V, who was called Baldwin of Lille, who established Bruce as the hub of shipping and trade. And then Baldwin VI, called Baldwin the Good, who maintained law and order and kept the peace. There were in total 16 generations of royalty, all linked to this John the Baldwin, born in Chesham, England. Now, at that point, my printer is running out of ink. It's a flashing light. I'm piling papers up all over the floor, trying to keep organized, but I'm printing this stuff out like mad, complete with photographs, histories, biographies, everything. I had just had cataract surgery. I couldn't do anything else, so I'd be sitting there doing this all day. And I went to Dorothy at one point and I said, "You won't believe what I'm finding here." I said, "We're going to have to sell the house. With this pedigree, we need a better place to live."
In a mansion.
It was absolutely amazing to me. Like I said here, I felt like a struck gold. But then I decided to check out this link between John Baldwin and this Count Baldwin of Flanders. And because he is notable, he actually became, he fought the Fourth Crusade and actually conquered Constantinople and became a Holy Roman Emperor. But then he got into a battle in Bulgaria that he lost, and he was imprisoned, and he died in prison 3 years later. But there's a lot of history written about him because he was popular. I mean, he was well known. So I start Googling his name and trying to find this tie-in to his son John, the one that makes us Baldwin. He had no sons. He only had 2 daughters. So off comes the crown. I took the for sale sign out of the front yard. This whole thing was somebody's hoax.
Oh.
I went, the Baldwin family has had a lot of family trees done on it because they're such a big, illustrious family. There are 7,700 Baldwin family trees out there.
And you picked the wrong one.
40% of them, over 3,000, have bought into this delusion. They are copycats. I wrote 2 of them, including the one that I thought perpetrated the whole thing. Never heard from him, but I did hear from the other one, and he says, "Oh, it could be. It says my niece is doing it all for me, you know, I'm here to cop out." So, but it clearly is, this guy is delusional. And I've written this off, and I have copies for anybody to watch it. I call it a day in the life of a genealogist. You know, you got your highs and you got your lows, and most of you know what that's like. But
Not that low.
I have never had such a high, but then at the same time, at the same day, such a low. So I was brought back down to earth. But I thought, well, there's nothing to record except it's kind of an interesting story. And some of you, if you Google Baldwin, you will find these links to all of this royalty. And if you want to believe it, you can, but it's not true. It is not. There is so much garbage out there. It's scary. It's stuff that you see on the internet and don't know whether to believe it or not. But anyway, it
Probably is.
But now this leads me to my second report, and this one, we spent the last 2 years, maybe even more, talking about the Baldwins. We have to remember that Thomas Allen had 2 wives. The first wife was Baldwin. The second wife was Susanna Dowdy. And I thought, I wonder what we can find out about her. So I did I spent another day Googling the Dowdy family, and this is interesting. And what I found out is that Suzanne Dowdy, for those of you who don't know, she had 3 children with Thomas Allen after her first wife died. And those 3 children were Olive, who's out west, the slum, and the second one was Aunt Mary, who was Donna's grandmother, and the third one was George. She died as a young boy. He didn't have any children, he drowned, but Susanna was one of 11 children. Her father was Israel Dowdy. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did you know he was German? I don't think your grandmother did. She thought she was English. And she is. Her mother, Susanna's mother, was not only English, but she was born in England and came to this country in 1840. No, I couldn't find anywhere else, but they lived in Cornwall, in England. Now Cornwall is the southern part of England towards Wales. It's like as far to the corner, the southern left-hand corner of England as you can get. And everybody that I found in England was in Cornwall, so I think that's where you'll find. But there was one reference to royalty, but I couldn't confirm it. And it wasn't king; it was like I don't know, Fort Chester or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
stop!
It was a bit, but I mean, you can. What I'm going to do, Don, is give you everything. There's a copy of this one here for Elsie, a copy for Dean, a copy for Shop. But I'm also giving you all the backup to it, because there's some interesting things in that too. You know, just printing out all the stuff that I have.
I've tried searching because somebody had said that there's a guy up in Canada here somewhere, and I talked to him. I've gotten information from him, and I've tried to get in touch with him again, and I'm just not getting him. I have a feeling.
I got a lot. The Dowdy line goes all the way back to Germany, 1716. They came over in before 1764, because when he was here, he fought in the French and Indian War.
Okay.
And the Dowdys were loyalists. So in the 1800s, they moved from New Jersey. They settled in New Jersey. But they eventually were kicked out of the country, just like the Moots were. Around 1800, they went to Canada.
We were troublemakers too.
Yeah. But they were loyalists, and but boy, did they have children. There were Israel had 11. His father had 13 from 2 marriages. His father had 11. His father had 10. You know, and what I found interesting about in this book, there's a picture of Israel, which I didn't know until if you look on page 6, it's that family tree right there. You get when you get home. It's that big tree. But Israel is sitting right in the middle of the time. He's the one at the beard.
Oh, how cool.
And his wife, when this picture was taken, was dead. So she's not. But the whole Dowdy family's in here. I mean, there are people in here that are on this tree, but I can't put names. I don't know who they are. But your grandmother, your great-grandmother's picture's in here. Susanna's in here. And I also found out that I checked with Myrna Perry. Remember Myrna Perry?
Yeah.
She's a moot, and there were two of her. There were two moots that married a brother and a sister of Susanna. So you're related to us kind of by marriage as well as by blood, if that makes sense. Because they lived near each other in St. Anne. They were like just a few farms apart. They came over to the United States with the Zimmerman family. They were tight. And so the Zimmermans are also part of the Moot family. There was a lot of intermarriage going on there. But I don't think your grandmother ever knew this.
No.
She might have known, she knew her mother was English, but I don't think she knew that her father was Jewish. I don't think
there has been a rumor that one of the Dowdys came over on with the Plymouth.
Well, they were ordered very shortly after Maytown. They were one of the first ones. They came over in well, it had to be before 1764. Yeah, that was a long time ago. So the Mayflower was 1630.
Yeah.
Donna was just telling me that she thought that the Dowdy family came over on an early vessel to the United States, the Plymouth, and I'm telling her that they were early, but not that early. 1754 is when they came over. But anyway, this is also you and your aunts. Now the final report I have to make, and then we can eat. Has to do with our friend Thomas Weekly. Now, for those of you that need a refresher course, it was in 2012, I advanced to the family a theory that Thomas Weekly was our biological great-grandfather. That would be my generation's great-grandfather. And for the young ones, add a great to it, 2 more greats. And I spelled out, it was a 5-page report, got copies of it, of why I felt that way. I was absolutely positive that I had the right person. But I couldn't prove it. Last year I told you about finding a great-granddaughter in England, Allison Page. What she gave me was interesting, but it was not conclusive. I mean, she didn't know a whole lot about her family. It was a very disjointed family, and all these brothers, there were 8 sons born to in addition to our grandfather. They were not tight. One went to Australia, One ended up in an insane asylum. They were scattered all over England, and they did not get together, and so the records, the bonding kind of broke apart. But 2 weeks after I got home last year, I had found another great-granddaughter of Thomas Wheatley living in this country. She's a college professor of biology at the University of West Virginia in Morgantown, West Virginia. We began corresponding, and it was a feverish pace. She was delighted to find me. I was delighted to find her. She was also working on the family tree, the Wheatley family tree. And I shared all the information I had on Thomas Wheatley with her. She shared all the information she had on Thomas Wheatley with me. And together we built up a family tree. And she wrote me one day, it was in July, no, it was in September, about a month after, we were going on for about a month. She said, I'm going to take a DNA test, see if it compares with yours. I didn't ask her to do it, but I said, this is what I was hoping for. This is what I need. Well, it takes about a month to get the test results back. And in that month, I started drawing it all up. I've got handouts, including the pictures of his half-brothers and the family tree, Thomas Wheatley's family tree, as it's tied to us. And this is another part of it. Actually, this is Michelle's section of the tree. And also some biographical information on them. I know what they did for a living. And what I found out interesting at this point was that every one of these boys that we know about died from heart disease. And I do know, and we all know, that all of our grandparents died of heart disease. Every single one of them, all of Thomas Allen's siblings died of heart disease. Myrtle. And we know that heart disease is hereditary to some extent, but I thought, okay, well, this is kind of like, this may be a good thing. Well, the DNA test results came back and they were negative. There was no match. And I was devastated, and I thought, I know. Well,
I keep writing all these notes, but I keep believing them.
well, don't be premature, because at the same time this is all going on, my DNA test results are on file with Ancestry.com, and new people are getting tests all the time. And when they get a test done that matches mine, they tell me.
Ancestry will just let you know.
Yes. And well, you have to check your site. You know, go on your own site. It comes up. Yeah, it comes up anytime you want it. And when I first started, I had four families in which there was one member named Wheatley, but they were all in the United States. And I kind of dismissed it because I was really looking for a Wheatley in England. And at that time, I didn't know there were any Wheatleys in the United States. But 2 weeks ago, I've got now 8 matches with Wheatley name in it. But the 8th one that came in links me to the entire Wheatley dynasty in England. Dynasty. And
get your crown back on.
royalty in that family too. And it has been published. But I could not find tie in between any of the weeklies in this tree and my weekly. So it's still an open question as far as I'm concerned. I've asked Michelle to see if her DNA matches this tree. You know, that's easy for her to do, but she's a college professor. She's on some kind of a sabbatical or something. I can't get her an answer about it. But when she gets home, she will answer me. She'll tell me whether or not this is. So I may have good news next year, or I may not. I don't know.
Meanwhile, back to Rick.
Yeah, I mean,
So
this takes time. It's exasperating, but it's also at the same time very encouraging. And when this weekly family that I came upon goes all the way back to the 1300s in England. It goes back to Leicestershire, which is a county of England which is only 2 counties away from our weekly's live. I mean, England's a small country, it's not that far. They did migrate. So it's entirely possible, but no cigar yet. So that's all the bad news I have for you today.
Stay tuned.
I have no good news for you today, except that I'm through talking now, we can eat.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
There are copies about anybody that wants the positive among you that think the weekly is a possibility can have a copy of this. I've got, I think, a dozen to share with anybody that wants to think positive.